G'day guys, welcome back to the channel. Brian here, Kampai, and welcome back to my 7 days of Nikka Taketsuru's from the no age statement through to the highest age statement, the 35-year-old. And today I'm going to talk about the Taketsuru 17-year-old, and it rings in at 43% ABV. But before I do, I want to talk about back in the day. I've had a few bottles of this. When I first saw it was probably in 2009, and gosh, which was one of the department stores. It's the one I can't remember the name of, but it's in Shinjuku. And they had this, some of these pure malts. Didn't really know much about it, but I was getting all these single malt age statements. I'm going, pure malt, yeah. I mean, I kind of get it, but there. It took me ages to buy, like, the 17-year-old, because they were ringing in literally at... The 17-year-old was around 6,500 yen. You can do the math. I think that's less than $60 US or thereabouts. And then there is the 21-year-old. Okay, that was ringing in at around 10,000 yen, which again is about $100 US. Now I can't remember the 35-year-old, and the 25-year-old actually came later, after the 35-year-old was released, but the 25-year-old it came a little bit later on, and then they started to get a bit more expensive. But these were actually quite cheap, but I was just single malt Japanese whiskey. So dollar-wise, back in the day, they were I hesitate to say bargain, because you may compare that to a single malt scotch that you can get for $40 or whatever, but I've had a few of these, so I've got a bit of a baseline over time about how they go. So my notes are a little bit simple on this, going back in the day, because this was, years ago. But the 17-year-old, I had tender peaches, actually nice, dried apricots, wood stain, oak, licorice, lemon pepper, vanilla, cream, lavender, and a little bit of herbaceousness, cloves, that sort of thing. On the palate, I get the malt tin peaches, so quite sweet, lemon, apricots, sugar-coated nuts, so like a mixed nut bowl but with sugar on them, oak, and yes, those kind of clovey notes, a bit of leather, and also a little bit of leather and sweet tobacco, and it's medium bodied. The finish was of a medium length. It's a little bit bittersweet, so there was citrus like lemons, and then the sweet were like the tin peaches and apricots. A little bit of the herbaceousness, there was a creaminess to the finish, and it was a medium length finish. And I scored it 86 out of 100, and I'm sure I've got other notes on this as well, or I've talked about the Taketsuru 17-year-old with other people. And the thing I found about the 17-year-old was inconsistency. So I could get a bottle that I might rate 84 out of 100, and then I could get one that's 89 out of 100. So to me, out of all of them, it's like, is it going to be an 84 or an 89? You never knew what you were going to get. So the blending for the 17-year-old with me, for myself and other people, not everyone, was more inconsistent compared to some of the other ones. Now, you may have seen the review on the 12-year-old. It's inconsistently average, but it always was, and nothing changed from bottle to bottle. This one just happened to be one that kind of went like this. But again, back then, when they were like $60 or whatever it was, no harm, no foul. Now they command big money, and then I wouldn't pay what they're asking for this particular one. So anyway, guys, that is the Nikka Taketsuru 17-year-old, ringing in at 43% ABV. Thanks again for watching. Thanks for your support. Kampai, and bye for now.